Testing 1 2 1 2. I think I can hear myself. I don't know. If anybody comes in, uh, wants to chat, feel free to come on in and keep me company. So I'm working with a Xur scanner. It's what I used to scan in my hand-drawn pictures. It has a foot pedal. That I use to grab the images, which makes it really easy to just draw something real quick. This is a very old book. It's about 20 years old. But if you ever wanted to catch a sneak peek at one of my books for free, you can always hit pause and just read the frame, right? It's kind of blurry right there. Hopefully that comes out fine. So I'm starting to get out of alignment here. Did I capture this already? Let me see what page I'm on. So my last page that I grabbed was that one. Okay, so I'm good. I lost track. Hey Sphinx, how's it going? Yeah, it definitely makes it a breeze. I should have done this a while back. I just haven't had, the motivation or the time to do it. This particular book went out of print a while back, and I finally got the copyrights to it back. A lot of the software stuff is obviously out of date, so I need to. Oh shit! I keep losing track of what page I'm on. Okay. Yeah. So I need to redo a lot of the software stuff, which is great because, the theory part of this book is perfectly fine. The filmmaking, screenwriting, character design, all that stuff is perfectly legit, even nowadays. So let me see here. Yeah. So what I'm going to do with this book is I'm going to take a lot of the Flash stuff that I wrote for it. I'm going to update it, but I'm also going to introduce other software. I'm going to add an entire section on Unreal Engine, how to produce using that. So I don't know what kind of timeline I want to give myself. This is kind of be a side project. It's not going to be a priority. And the curvature is really crazy. I don't know how this software is going to be able to handle this curvature. But I'm hoping that it also digitizes the text easily so I can import it into... I only have about 2 million projects. That's not enough. I've been sick. I told you, I've been sick. Right now, I'm not doing anything that requires too much heavy breathing or labor intensive shit, sitting around for too long. I've been watching a lot of TV and. Did I do this correctly? I figured sitting here just scanning. Oh wow. I don't think it is capturing quite right. Like that page right there, the text is really, really iffy. So I might have to redo this. Let's tune down the brightness. So I'm on page 45. I'm going to skip that. If anything, I'll just have to redo those sections again. Let's see if by changing the brightness that might have helped. All right. It does looks like it helped a little bit. Yeah, super huge reflectiveness. Maybe I'll just start again once I get it correctly. I should have done that. I should have checked on it. I'll probably start again. Tone down the brightness some more. Hey, Tanya. You there, Golden Globe? That's funny. How you doing? Let's see what that one comes out. It still looks like shit. Or did I even do it properly? Hang on. Let's try it again. I am sick as a dog. I'm actually better now though. I've been pretty messed up the last few days. Wow, why does that come out like that? Should I do this? It looks good right there. Maybe if I just do it without any brightness. Now I get weird. Let's try that. Because I have a feeling when it comes down to like doing the OCR thing, that brightness on that text is really not gonna play well. Yeah, I've been pretty sick. Finally today, I finally got to the point where I'm able to like just kind of mentally be here, sit in front of the computer, do something. I figure this is pretty low impact. It's something I've been wanting to do for a while. I've been needing to do. Let's switch to black and white. Grayscale maybe. I don't know. Maybe the lens needs to be cleaned out. Because I mean, the pages on the right side look fine. Let me get a different copy of this. I'm gonna try deleting everything that I've done so far. Yeah, it's one of my books. That was actually my first one. It's gone out of print, and I finally got the copyrights back from it. So now it belongs to me 100%. So I figure, you know what? I got some time right now. I'm gonna go ahead and scan it back in and try to get a digital copy of this so I can edit it and update it and maybe release it as a video course. I don't know how to delete shit. I've never had to delete anything. There we go. Oh shit. I gotta do this for all of them? Select all. Oh, this is gonna suck if I have to do it for all of these. Okay, this is not fun. That's a severe flaw in the software. I'm not gonna do this no 78 times. Okay. If there's ever gonna be a bug, I'm gonna find it, right? There's a select all right here. Look, I click on it, select all right there. It selects everything. The purpose of that, I don't know. Here's what I'm gonna do. I open the file location. I'll delete them from there. And maybe now that they're gone, I'll run it again. That was weird. Why would there not be a select all and delete all feature? Yeah, so I went ahead and deleted them from the folder that it was saving them to. All right, so let's try this again. This time I'm going to try it without any lighting. I mean, it really did not take that long. Non-filter. What does the filter do? I should read the manual. No processing, combined sides, curved book. Smart paging. All right. Okay, let's give this a shot. Put this away. Move to the table. You know, you could probably get it on Amazon for like $4 or $5 right now that it's out of print. So there's a few stores out there selling old copies of it. Oh, nice! You finally got that finished. Let me know when you want to do the next session. Yeah, I tried the delete key. It didn't work. No, I don't have a backup copy. Well, I do have a backup copy. When I wrote this book, iOmega zip drives were all the rage. So I have a backup copy on a zip disk. I don't have a zip drive. There, I mean, I wouldn't even know where to buy one. All right, so we'll give this a shot. Yeah, it would be nice if I had like access to like an iOmega zip disk drive, because then I could just stick that disk in there and. Oh, what is that? That is weird. Oh, I see what it's doing. Can I undo? It chopped up the cover, although I'm not too concerned about the cover. All right, so this one, maybe I can. The fuck does this do? Control mouse to select the defined area. Let's see what happens when I just do that. Yeah, it just grabs the whole thing. Yeah, it looks like what I really need is to be able to. All right, I'm not going to worry too much about the cover because that's something I can tweak later if I really need it. What I really need is the content. But since I'm doing all this anyways, I thought I'd screw around with the cover. All right. Ooh, auto scan. What does that do? Scan automatically after page has been flipped. That could be dangerous. Let's see what happens. Oh shit, it did like 3 fucking scans at the same time. I don't want that. It's still doing it. Stop it. Stop it. What the fuck? All right, let's try this again. All right, we'll just live with it like this. Wow, that was weird. I wonder what situation would call for an automatic scan whenever you flip a page, and how does it detect the motion thing? As any kind of slight movement will be detected as a turning of a page. I think we can do Wednesday. I should be feeling a lot better by then. Yeah, definitely that works for me. All right. All right, here we go. So let's take a look at the pages on the left. Doesn't look too bad. So I guess yeah, don't use the light when you're doing this because the brightness on it is a little bit too crazy. Might as well deal with the darkness. Here we go. No, I think let's do Wednesday because I still don't know. I've been kind of like, bleh, have a few things to catch up on. But Wednesday seems a little bit more reasonable for me to get back into it. Got some pork on the stove, so if I have to get up at some point, I got a pressure cooker going. Gonna make me some tacos, Mexican tacos. Gotta emphasize the Mexican part because there's like so many different variations. Excuse me. So the scanning process is going pretty damn good at this point. I can see that the pages are being actually transmitted fairly decently. It's sad because some of the files that accompanied this book, I don't have anymore. Some of the source files and things. And the website where they were being provided by McGraw-Hill, the publisher, I think they already closed it down or something. McGraw-Hill is not publishing technical books anymore. They're focusing a lot on like school stuff. Taco salad. I like taco salads. I haven't had one in like 5 years, but I like them. How was y'all's Black Friday? Did y'all spend any money on stuff? I was looking for the prices on those laser projectors, and I almost ended up buying one, but it turned out that it was only a 1080p projector. And I'm really looking to play around more with or get deeper into virtual production stuff with Unreal Engine. So I figure getting a projector is the next best thing for the next best thing than an actual LED screen. Those laser projectors, they're you put them like 3 inches away from the wall, you know, and they project like really big. So theoretically, no, you don't say theoretically. Hypothetically, you can use one of those for virtual production and not worry about the actors stepping in front of a projector and casting shadows on the wall. I mean, rear projection also might work, but you require more space because then you need to project it from behind. Then you need a special screen that will allow you to project onto it in like sort of a reverse thing. Come on. I hit the pedal and it didn't work. A lot of the stuff in this book, like I was telling Sphinx, is still really good. I mean, the theoretical stuff, the theory portion of it, character design, character development, cartoon history, stuff like that. All that stuff is perfectly relevant. It's the software side that has become partially obsolete because software gets upgraded and it changes and new features are added and certain things become easier to do, or certain things become no longer able. Couple of these things are a little outdated. I guess now would be more like the trendy millennial, but whatever. Did I grab that? Well, I'm on page 72, starting on chapter 5. So far this has gone down fairly smoothly. My arms are starting to hurt. Pressing down on these pages, especially my left arm. And here I thought I wanted to do something low impact. Let me see here. Oh boy. A big part of when I made this book, the way I drew the characters, I drew them fairly simplified on purpose because I wanted to, the people who were going to be reading this, they. One of the things that I found is like when I look at other people's tutorials and stuff, and like it's usually by professional animators, it's very disheartening or challenging or something. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. That you see the work is so fucking good that it discourages you from attempting what they're trying to show you. So I wanted to make the artwork a little bit more toned down and simplified so that, when you look at it, it's like, oh, I can draw like this. This is a character from an old cartoon. And this is actually my original like style that I used to draw in all the time. I used to have a little cartoon series called Brain Dead, and those were the characters from that show. I love that series. I'm gonna bring it back one of these days. The Adventures of Kurt and Mojo was another one of my series. I still don't own the copyrights to that. Showtime still has them. But, over the last 20 years or so, I've learned a lot about, like when a large studio company or media company or whatever offers you money for your product, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be pushing it or developing it or doing anything with it. Sometimes they just want to get you out of the business, man. So they'll. That's what happened with Brain Dead and with Crut and Mojo. Um, at the time, I had these little series out there, Flash animations, and did I get that page already? Yeah. I got offered a deal by Showtime. Yeah, they purchased my stuff and they put in a certain number of years for the copyrights and everything. So they basically make it so that you can't do anything with it. They option it. That's what they call it. So it's optioned for a certain numbers of years, and they shop it around. They try to figure out what to do with it. And in the meantime, they also have some of their ideas of their own that they want to push. Um, so like Brain Dead and the Adventures of Crut and Mojo, they were purchased because at the time Showtime had a thing called show.com, and it was very much like Newgrounds but on a more professional level. So they purchased my cartoons, and I was all happy because it's Showtime. It's a big fucking network. But ultimately, show.com didn't quite go anywhere, and yet they still retained the copyrights to my stuff for a few more years, actually. So I still can't do anything with these characters. and neither did they. I mean, they put out a DVD compilation for a while, but it would have been nice if they would have like chosen to like develop it further. You know, make some content for their actual network and not just their online thing. It's all right. It did what it did when it needed to do it. You know, I was learning. That's how you learn. Sad thing is that you learn all these things, you know, by getting knocked down and you know getting taken advantage of or whatever, and you try to teach other people so they don't commit the same mistakes that you did. They don't fucking listen, man. It's crazy. It's like they know everything, and all right, it's your own problem. That's why nowadays I'm really I'm like, you know what? If you wanna take my advice, great, but I'm not so concerned anymore like the way I used to be, where I used to be very adamant about this is how you do things, this is how you don't do things, or I advise you not to do this. Nowadays, it's like I might give a little bit of advice, but then if I usually end up getting a response from you know some millennial, like wait blah 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 blah. I'm like, all right, because I know they're just gonna have to learn on their own. I mean, this book, for example, I mean, part of the reason why I didn't keep writing new editions of this book was because I knew that once it went out of print, that I could apply for a reversal of copyrights. When I first got the book deal itself, I didn't care. You know, it was a fucking book. It's gonna look good on my resume. It wasn't a very good deal. But now I know, and that's why I haven't really written anything for a major publisher in a very long time because now I know. The Wacom PL 500 is a whopping $4,000. Man, I don't even remember this device anymore. That was such a long time ago. The Vio, this thing came out. It was around for like maybe 1 or 2 years, and nobody ever heard from this again. Yeah, this book needs some serious updating. Introduction to animation. Animation. So even the way the way my opinions work are completely different now. So I know that when I update this, a lot of that is going to change. Now that I'm old, I no longer believe in the so-called 12 principles of animation, which is like all new guys, you know. And I get it. I know I did it too. I swore by the principles of animation. Man, that's some fucking bullshit. It's like two things within those 12 principles are actually useful. The principles! You know, a couple guys from Disney decide to write a book, call it The Principles of Animation. Everybody takes it as the word of God. And I get it, you know. It was like my Bible for a long time. But then it's like as I grow older and I actually worked for Disney and I understood the business, I come to realize that you know, like companies, media companies, graphic, commercial art, and anything like that is a business. And when you run a business, a factory, because that's all that Disney is, all these Warner Brothers and media companies, they're media factories. They produce content as a product, and people just don't see it that way. They see Disney as the gold standard of an art form, which is not. It's a fucking line. What do you call that? Assembly line of content. It's a factory, like any car company. Produces a factory. And of course, when you're running animation as a business, you do have to take whatever appeals to a mass audience first and foremost, because you're producing a product. Like if you decide to become a bread manufacturer, you're going to try to make bread that appeals to the most amount of people so you can sell more of it. Let me make sure I got this page. I think I scanned it already. So when you're dealing with a factory, industrial production line type of situation, of course you're going to have certain shortcuts that allow you to produce things that appeal to a mass audience. Drawing, everybody loves babies. So making all your characters look like babies, give them big eyes, round features, short stubby hands. Of course it's going to make it look cute. Of course it's going to make it appeal to a mass audience. So, you add that to your list of this is how you should be animating and drawing or whatever. Squash and stretch, moving those little damn, yeah. The rest of the world doesn't necessarily subscribe to that stuff. So yeah, I'm no longer a big believer in the so-called principles of animation, and oftentimes when I talk about it, I get a lot of flack for it from a lot of like the newcomers and students and stuff, and it's just commercial crap. Of course, there's shortcuts to ensure that your product might appeal to a mass audience as a product, but you can make a film convey a story perfectly fine without squash and stretch, without smearing. Without a lot of stuff. Did I scan this page already? I keep losing track. It's a good book. Especially like if you're a beginner and you just need a way of producing, decent animation with the least amount of effort possible, you cannot go wrong with those. Those are techniques for producing commercial animation the cheapest and easiest way. They're not wrong, but they're not quote unquote principles. Timing is a principle. You need timing. Squash and stretch, not so much. The smear is a nice effect. A lot of video games use it. It gives you a sort of traditional animation feel to it. But the smear came about, people used to draw these things on celluloid, and they wanted to reproduce the motion blur of a camera. Nowadays, you got real motion blur that you can add. You don't need a smear anymore. You only do it for is that correct? Yeah. You only do it for nostalgia purposes. adult animation like Akira, you're not gonna really use smears and something like that. Hell, most anime doesn't actually follow the so-called 12 principles. Even lip syncing, they got like three different mouth motions that they follow, and even in their own language, the lips do not line up. But it works. I see a lot of people who just over glorify that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It's definitely a good guide for every beginner to kind of learn and try to master those techniques. But also, they need to realize that it doesn't apply to everything. It's only for a certain type of thing. Um, Reillusion, I don't know if it was Reillusion or one of the third party developers, came out with a video course on using the 12 principles of animation in Cartoon Animator 5, which I find it hard because how are you going to do a smear in Cartoon Animator 5 without actually going outside of Cartoon Animator 5 or any kind of cartoon animator? Stretch and squash is not about squeezing a vector shape. I mean, there's volume involved. That is a principle, working with volume. But that's not in that book by Disney. Yeah, I didn't. I think I have a copy of it. I just never really got into it because, of course, like I said, I don't think too much about that. I might pop it in and do like a reaction series and talk shit about it. That might be fun. Did I scan this? I think the book is starting to level itself out. I'm about 40% of the way there. Obviously, when I remake this book, when I turn it into a video course, I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I am gonna keep all the Flash stuff, but I'm gonna add maybe a little bit of Cartoon Animator in there, just what's relevant. I don't want to give them any free advertising. I'm definitely gonna focus a lot on Unreal Engine, because to me, Unreal Engine is the pretty much the next Flash. You know, you got artists and developers coming together to create content the same way that people were using Flash when it came out. It's a very nice period in time where a product like that comes out, and it's so useful to both developers and animators, artists, filmmakers, even. So to me, yeah, Unreal Engine is the next Flash. You can use it to make apps, you can use it to make games, you can use it to make films. Keep pushing the pedal, but nothing happens. I wrote this book. I just realized this by looking at the title. I wrote this when Flash 5 was out. This is really old. Not a lot has changed though since Flash 5. All the primary tools are still the same. Oh yeah. I need 3 gallons of tea. So Tanya, this chapter is probably something that would help you out since you don't have a graphics tablet. This particular chapter shows you how to draw stuff and import it into Flash or Adobe Animate and convert it to vectors and edit it and stuff so you can create vector graphics without the need of an actual tablet. So it teaches you how to vectorize your line art, how to create it and vectorize it. Macromedia Freehand 10. Holy shit, I had forgotten about that. That's the tool that creates the format that the ESP or ESPN, I don't know what the fuck that format is called. The one that Reallusion is touting right now, that they can't import Adobe Illustrator files. They recommend that you use Adobe Illustrator for your vector art, but they don't actually have the ability to import Illustrator files. Instead, ESP or EPS or something like that is the format that they recommend, and that format belonged to a program called Macromedia Freehand. And after it got purchased by Adobe, they did away with it. So that format is still there, super old. Nobody uses that format except Reallusion, apparently. Oh, Jesus. No, not SVG. They actually recommend that you use EPS from Illustrator. They actually refer to that as the import method from Illustrator. Obviously, they support SVG, but they still kind of give a little bit more priority to EPS. And I think what they do is they convert it to SVG once you import it. Let's see here. Trying to log into my my YouTube thing. Because of course the bots have landed. Let's see if we can get rid of that beautiful girls here bullshit. Remove. Oh, report. That's what I need. Unwanted commercial, harassment, bullying, pornography. All right. Hopefully they don't come back. All right, let's get back to the work at hand. So did I get that page? Johnny Bravo looking dude here. What's the last page that I scanned? Okay, so that was that one. All right. This chapter had a nice little hack. I don't know if you're still able to do this anymore, but you could theoretically also use a video camera connected to your video card. And there was a color, a specific color, I think it was like a version of magenta, that the video graphics card would basically treat as an alpha channel. So if you gave your Adobe Animate background that same color, it would technically make it transparent, and it would make the video feed show through the software, and you could just trace over it. It was really cool. It was a really cool technique. That's probably no longer relevant. My friend Lewis, I put him on I was demonstrating a rotoscoping technique in Flash where, you perform your motions like, poor people motion capture, and then you could just rotoscope your animated sprites on top of the motions, and you end up with like some pretty decent animation. Well, it's all stuff that people can still do. I used to love Johnny Bravo along with Dexter's Laboratory and Samurai Jack. I never saw Samurai Jack too much aside from a couple of episodes, but I remember the animation quality was really fucking good. I used to love the Powerpuff Girls. Those are on the same time period. Cow and Chicken. Oh my god, Cow and Chicken were fucking awesome. So I wonder if I'm going to be able to save this like a single PDF, or what the process is going to be to converting this into text. I guess I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. How long have I been streaming? Yeah, about an hour. And I'm about 50% the way there, so I guess another hour I'll have the entire book scanned, and I guess I'll find out then. See, all this stuff, these are like really cool little tips and stuff. I could probably do some tutorials based on these things. They're still perfectly relevant, especially now with people using Cartoon Animator and stuff. Show them how to do these speed lines and waterfalls and stuff. Very easy shit. Cheating your audience the right way. Love it. This was a huge fucking book. Yeah, it sure is. It's out of print right now. You could probably get it for like $4 or $5 used on Amazon. I'm gonna update it. I recently got the copyrights for this book back, so it's officially mine again, or it's officially finally mine. A lot of the theory parts of this, well, pretty much all the theory parts of this book is still perfectly fine. Character design, character development, types of cartoons, history, stuff like that. That's still perfectly relevant. Um, Jesus, I lost track of what page I was on. But obviously, the animation, the software operation side of it, could use some severe updating, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn this into a video course and update the software operation stuff to Adobe Animate, whatever the latest version is, and I'm going to add. A few bits and pieces here, maybe Cartoon Animator, Moho, but definitely incorporate Unreal Engine as the primary software to do this. So don't feel like you have to go out and buy this book. This is old. If you buy it, it's for novelty purposes at this point. Say, hey, I got Ibis's book. I'm not getting paid for it. I don't get any royalties from it at this point. But if you have it, if you ever meet me in person, I'm happy to sign it for you. This is a cool tutorial. It teaches you how to make rain using Adobe Photoshop. This is still perfectly relevant. Like you make 2 frames with a specific effect in Photoshop and import it into Adobe Animate. You can make some really fucking nice rain effects. Here I am talking about blurring and smearing. Multiples. A proper squash and stretch, none of that Reallusion bullshit. I'm such an asshole. I mean, the whole purpose of this bouncing ball exercise is not so much that you can learn how to make a bouncing ball, it's so that you can learn to work with the volumes, Like if you ever have an animal jumping off a log or whatever, a squirrel, a frog, or whatever, a dog, that volume, knowing about volume is useful. Stretching and squashing that effect, the visual effect, not so much. This is one of my favorite chapters, still perfectly relevant nowadays. I might turn this into a video tutorial for YouTube, actually. This is a really good chapter. Talks about lip syncing and how to create dialogue the right way. See, as you can see, and this is something that even companies like Reallusion or whatever who are automating lip syncing and stuff, they're still not taking into account the like the the Visames or the phonemes. You know, there's more than one way of saying ah, eh, e. You know, and if you want to create a really good product that allows you to work with expressiveness and performance, then you need to be able to account for that. So, like for example, you know, AI is not when the character is happy or normal. It's not the same as when they're angry or when they're sad. Even though the you know the consonant or whatever sound is coming out is the same, it's not going to look the same based on their emotional state. So a lot of these software companies, they have to account for that if they ever really want to go to the next level, as they say, you know, in terms of the ability to work with things. Thank you, man. Okay, well, yeah. I mean, the theory chapters are perfectly, you know, yeah, timeless, like you say. Uh, I would take the how to software operation side of Flash and all that stuff with a huge grain of salt. A lot of that stuff is outdated. Even a lot of my commentary about HD formats and PAL versus NTSC, I mean, that stuff is super outdated. Look at this. Got a whole chapter on animation math. The hell does that? That's fucking crazy. Nobody fucking talks about this kind of shit anymore, man. Put too much work into this book. I really should have just done it as a general theory book without the software operation stuff. Because that way, it would still be 100% relevant. It's the software side of it that kind of makes it obsolete. I guess what I was thinking at the time is I wanted to make like some sort of modern animation Bible. Check this out. This is how anime mouth lip syncing is done. You have a single loop, and you can make one for sad, happy, angry, excited, or whatever. But the general mouth movements are the same. You know, it starts with a closed mouth, semi-open, open, then semi-open again, then open, then semi-open, and then it just kind of goes around again, like that again. And you play this cycle while there is dialogue being dictated. And the end result is your character looks like they're talking. To American audiences, we really don't care because our mind translates it as, oh, this has been dubbed, so we forgive it. You know, we forgive it that they're not moving their mouth in sync with the with the dialogue. But the reality is that even in Japan, this stuff is not synchronized. So even in Japanese, it's still the same technique. It's not synchronized with the way that the sounds are being said on film. So that's a really interesting little part of the chapter. It talks about that and how to use that in your own work. Yeah, really simple. But see, can you imagine like something like that? That little bit of information there, you package it into like a cartoon animator tutorial where, okay, here's the animation. Well, you know what? That's a product that somebody could make actually for the marketplace. You just create a looping motion cycle of a mouth just opening and closing in the standard anime cycle, and you just drop it on top of any character, and you can create super quick motion that doesn't rely on the lip syncing stuff. That might be a thing. I don't know. What do y'all think? Somebody get on that. This is a really good chapter. Teaches you how to write a screenplay. It provides theory stuff like why people think the book was way better than the movie, all that crap. Did I scan that? Yeah. How everything revolves around conflict, making use of sexuality, even though it's a cartoon. How does that apply? Dramatic action and sexuality. Screenplay anatomy. And this goes with like similar to the 12 principles of animation. This is more like principles of screenwriting. If you just want to make an effective screenplay that works without having to put too much effort, obviously you can go outside of the rules, but if you follow these particular rules, you'll definitely write a standard screenplay that follows all the conventions and stuff, and 3-act convention, falling action, rising action, conflict resolution, that kind of shit. Scenes. Wow, the curvature on the pages are getting a little extreme. Damn, Rocky, you thirsty? Well, it's accounting for the curvature, so it's definitely. Holy crap, Rocky! You thirsty? You drink a little quieter. Go. Balancing sensual and dramatic aspect is dramatic action ratio. That's the last page I did. Okay. Keep losing track of which page I'm on. I'm almost done. I'm over the hump. Maybe I should stretch it out more like that. It's like an entire sample of a screenplay for people to read and digest. To some of y'all, this might be familiar. Dude's got more tricks than a 12-toed monkey. Ha ha ha. They made me censor that for the book. That's not what the fucking book says. If y'all want some spoilers for my upcoming film, this is actually a copy of the script for episode 1. A lot of these chapters would probably make really good scripted YouTube essays or YouTube presentations. I don't know if it's worth the effort for something like that though. I think it's better to just stick to the original idea and just turn this whole thing into a video course. Make sure I got the right summary. Okay. Little business tips and tricks on how to put together a project for a client. You don't see many animation books or how-to books on that subject. Almost done. And we are at 1 hour and 18 minutes. That's not bad. I figure it was going to take about as long as the first half did, but it's only been about 18 minutes since. What I did differently, I don't know. For those of you who use Cartoon Animator, I actually have a tool that lets you work with field guides inside of Cartoon Animator. That one's in the Reallusion Marketplace. I think it's called Ibis's Production Tools, and it's available for free. So it's not for everybody. It's for people who actually know what a field guide is. Deals with aspect ratios and placement and stuff like that. Helps you calculate things like zooming in and out and being able to motion match that to other people's work if you're working in a team. It's very useful. I don't know how relevant this is in today's day and age where a lot of the stuff is automated, but I still use something like this from time to time. Because I'm old. I'm old and set in my ways. More animation math. Such a nerd. Nerd! Man, I miss Crut and Mojo. This was probably some of my favorite characters that I've ever designed or invented or come up with, whatever the term is. Love those guys. What the hell happened there? Hang on a second. Something weird happened to that page. I need to see what's going on with it. Okay. Let's do that one again. I think it has to do with me putting my finger right here and the software automatically trying to remove my finger, so it kind of chopped off this whole thing. That's better. Sad thing is, like about 3 or 4 years ago, I was in fact writing a book about Crazy Talk Animator 3, I think it was. And then they told me they were gonna be changing around the whole G2 thing and everything. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm not even gonna finish this damn thing. I was like 5 chapters in. I'm like, I'm not gonna be messing with this shit anymore. So. Yep. It's getting a little harder to scan. This is a cool technique right here. Because on the surface, when you're looking at something, I mean, all you see is this frame, but then you can move left, right. You can do a whole 360 shot by simply creating a flat image that has been sort of unwrapped, and you can pan that around, and as long as you stay within the restraints of the camera, the user will never tell. You know, they'll think that you did a full 3D camera movement, and in fact it's just a single 2D image. Little tips and tricks that have been lost to the ages. Nobody does stuff like that anymore. It's still perfectly relevant, you know. People could still do that, and it'll be a lot easier than laying out a lot of stuff in 3D. almost there. All right, so now there is a stream of one of my entire books out there. If somebody wants to pirate the hell out of it and has the patience to sit there and read it, knock yourself out. All right. This could probably be used as a webcam. So that is it right there. Guess we can do the other one. Nah, I have no plans for that other one. Title ideas. What should I call the next version of this? I think I should still keep the animation and cartooning a creative guide. Or maybe just animation, a creative guide. Or a creative guide to animation and cartooning in Unreal Engine. Or some bullshit. I need to come up with a good title for that. Let's see here. Oh, I got the camera connected. I could have been doing a little thing with the camera and the scanner at the same time. I forgot what I said. What was the third one? Let's see here. Let's turn on the background. So the next thing that I'm gonna be doing is I need to see what the results I'm gonna get from this when I ooh, one gun is live. I thought he went off the air earlier. I thought he was done for the day. Or it looks like he's getting ready to go live. We'll keep an eye on his little stream. Animation, a guide to cartooning, or something like that. Yeah, I know that I want to incorporate Unreal Engine as the primary tool. I want to keep Adobe Animate as the tool of choice for the actual hand-drawn stuff, but based on my experience now, what I know now and what I prefer to do now, I'm thinking I need to focus more on the filmmaking aspect of it, regardless of whether it's 3D or 2D. Although, yeah, this is a 2D. This is definitely a 2D thing. So maybe I should keep it within that realm. 2D animation and cartooning, an Unreal Guide or some bullshit. I don't know. fuck it. I'm not worried about that right now. So how do I turn this into a digital thing? Let's see here. I forgot I could do that too. So I got to figure out how to put that somewhere else. Gotta take what I scanned and turn it into like a digital copy with the text and everything that I can edit, or at least get to a point where I can edit some of this, make it easier for me to update it, and then add the text to a teleprompter so I can read it in camera, like, hi, blah 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 blah. Looks like one gun is trying to come online, but he's just showing his intro video. It's been there for a while now. Now you do the Peanuts adult voices. Wah, 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 wah. Oh, you made me laugh, so you made me cough. Thumb right there. What is this? Blank page. Just so old. I can't believe how long ago this was, you know? It's crazy. How to scan books and more helpful videos. I do need to learn how to convert this. Oh, export Word OCR. Could it be that easy? Let's try this. All searchable PDF. I guess that would have all the words in there. Let's mess around with the word thing. Current language, English. Oh, it looks like he's coming online. I'm gonna harass one gun. I was about to say, I do not believe that this thing is processing all these pages at that speed, but it's loading them. Oh, what's one gun gonna show us?
Working on your stuff, huh? All right, let's go. Yeah, folks, so I ain't been around
A little commentary on somebody else's stream. He had a pretty good stream earlier today. He was showing off some fight moves that he purchased from, I think, from different places. I think Real Illusion was one of them. That is so fucking good. Jesus. I can't wait till I get to the main production phase of my film, though, because I need to get to what he's doing right now. Power Ranger. That goes with one of those that trend, you know. Same thing with Flash. Is one of the reasons why I also refer to Unreal Engine as being the Flash, today's Flash, because like when Flash was out, everybody was like very limited in what they can do, so they would have to find workarounds. They would often find like, okay, I'm going to do a speech in front of a large group of people, or I'm going to be doing this, but I'm going to conveniently place a microphone in front of the face so I don't have to animate the lip syncing. So it was kind of a pain in the ass to do it, you know, especially when you didn't have the theory behind like the facial shapes and things. I think that's kind of a lot of what's going on right now with a large majority of people who are taking Unreal Engine, teaching themselves how to use it. Almost everybody's using robots and Power Rangers and like JS Films and stuff. I actually I bought his course on Unreal Engine. I didn't like it. It wasn't for me. Nothing on the guy. He knows what he's doing, and he's a very talented animator. He's done a lot by experimenting and figuring things out. But even in his demonstrations, you know, he's relying on robots and fight movements and stuff. And if you're claiming that you're going to teach somebody how to make a film, then I think you should teach them how to make a film, which involves performance, you know, not just two people fighting with masks on so that you don't have to animate the face or you don't have to animate the talking and stuff. But that's normal, you know, there's nothing wrong with it. That's what everybody's doing right now because that's the state of the industry that we're in. It's not easy. It's not easy to do performance for the general public. I mean, Activision is doing it just fine. You know, Naughty Dog is doing it just fine. But they're working with teams and millions of dollars, and we're not. So we're stuck with, yeah, I want to make a film and I want to actually finish it. Maybe I should make a film about robots fighting. So it's normal. It's what everybody's doing. So there's nothing negative about it. I'm not throwing shade on anybody for it. I think we do need to put in an effort though in pursuing, you know, actual performance with lip syncing and facial expressions and, you know, scenes that involved deeper dialogue other than "Chen, you killed my brother, ha ha ha, prepare to die," you know, or dance. You know, that's probably the lowest form of animation, 3D animation, or any animation right now. 2D, 3D, doesn't matter. Unreal, without Unreal. I'm gonna make dance videos because I can, and it's easy, and I can add dance movements to, you know, a puppet carpet or something, you know. So this thing is doing something. I can't tell what the progress is. It has a number 3 in the front. Um, Now it has a 4. I don't know if that means 40% done. Let me troll one gun. I just got your emails. I'm just not reading them. No, I have not seen Wreck yet. I probably should right now that I have nothing better to do. Actually, sit down and watch it, catch up with it. But I have seen Quarantine. Best I could from what I saw. Okay. I just read that email you sent, by the way. Let's see here. It finished. Let's take a look at the results. I mean, I don't have Word. Who uses Word? But I'm pretty sure I can import it into Google Docs. You know the that robe that you sent me, Sphinx. The long thing is perfectly fine. I think when you're done with it, obviously when you should put it on the marketplace or sell it on toontitan.com and stuff as is. Uh, but I think for my purposes, I think just adding that alpha mask works perfectly fine to make it shorter. I don't think you need to work too hard for it because ultimately, most people who buy that from you are probably going to use it as a standard robe anyways, rather than as a boxing robe. Although all you have to do is add I guess the extra mask layer so that people could just switch them out if they need to, make it easier for them. I don't know. I don't think it's that bad. I think the mask layer works perfectly fine. So here comes the moment of truth. I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to update and edit a lot of this crap. Ugh, it's probably gonna take a while. How does that work? File. How does this work? New. From template, edit, insert. I know there's a way to import from from a Word document inside of Docs, Google Docs. I mean, it's there. It's just, I guess it's not finished processing it, huh? Maybe I have to wait a while for the Google to process it. All right. So in the meantime, let's do a searchable PDF. I think that's gonna use also. I think that's also going to use OCR PDF quality. Let's do high. PDF test. All right. The scanner has a lot of things that I can do as a manual post-processing. I don't like doing all that stuff. Ugh, what is this mess? The fuck? File needs to be saved as a doc. Cancel. Okay, so I guess it set my page the size of what the first page it was. But the text seems to be there for the most part. Guidi. Alright. How do I change the formatting? I've never had to do any of this stuff. Would it be under tools for the margins and stuff? Format columns, bullets, headers, footers, clear formatting, insert, watermark, headers, footers. How do I screw around with the margins? Okay. Something along those lines. Oh, I get it. It's because this is like an OCR thing. It didn't bring over the images. But this is good because I can still work with this. Wow, this looks so boring like this. The hell is this mess? Alright, the PDF is still processing. This is, for the fact that it did most of this is actually decent. It's workable, because the stuff that I actually need, I could just copy and paste and tweak. Like, I don't need any of this. Here we go, part 1. So all this, I could just grab, fix, update as needed into a new document. Yeah, it's good enough. I'm okay with it. Good enough for the girls I go out with. See, I wonder if I can take a lot of those pre-made fights that he's working with, and just kind of use like the fight choreographies that I have, and just take those bits and pieces and recreate the fight choreographies using those pre-made fight scenes, fight motions that he's working with. I don't know. It's probably more trouble than it's worth. Mm, what's he saying?
This is like one of the effects right here.
Oh, that looks so nice.
These are like some test animations I did with some of the effects that I got for Unreal Engine. They did pretty good, you know, electric. This is gonna be like
Man, I need to stock up on some
electric.
NyQuil or Dayquil or something, because I mean I'm better now, but I now that I'm actually able to be a little bit more mobile and do things and stuff, I just need to get going. I normally just, I suck it up, just fucking deal with it, because like I only get sick like once every year, every 2 years, but when it does, man, it kicks my ass. But I think the whole not taking medicines and things, that kind of helps build your immune system. I think that's my belief, anyways. I think that's probably one of the reasons why I don't get sick that often. Preparing for combining. Okay.
Went over to the marketplace over here, and I know I told you guys I got a thing about buying stuff from. Does this have a price on it yet? Oh shit! Oh no, they.
It's only $247, one gun.
We go 200, 240.
I might troll his ass.
Buy the parts. So I did buy this stuff. It hurt my pocket, but this is actually like one of the first products that they've come out with in a long time that I can actually use. You know, especially for the
It's not showing up on my
inspiring,
thing.
inspiring animations. You know, this is perfect for what I need. I debated on if I should get it. I should like piecemeal it out. Like piecemealing is going over the active core.
Wait,
the scenes that I want because
Am I wrong? Is that not live?
pack that I may not ever use.
It
But
said it was live earlier.
I'm like, oh, I can use everything in here. It has everything.
Oh,
Albums and inspiring and get down.
that's what happened. Let's see. Trying to search again. It was showing me results from a while back, so I don't think he's live anymore. It says that he's live, but I can't find him on the actual YouTube channel on my phone.
What I need. What do you got? I debated on if I should get
Yeah,
it.
that's not live. I mean, I can fast forward through this. Yeah, this is the stream that I caught earlier. For whatever reason, my Fire Stick is not updating. Oh well. Oh well, that's that. He was showing, he was showing his the pack, only $247. I was about to troll him. I thought he was live. I was gonna say, man, if you can buy Motion Builder, you can spend $250 on some crap. The dude works with Motion Builder. Jesus. I played with it. It was free for a while. They had an educator's version. And I managed to use somebody's school email address to sign up, and I had it available for a while. And yeah, it was a decent program, but yeah, I can't see myself actually paying for that thing. It's not something that I use that much. Even Adobe Animate is something that I'm not that I'm seriously considering cutting off because I'm just not using it as much as I used to. And for a lot of the stuff that I do, you know, my old version of Adobe CS6 is perfectly adequate. Man, this PDF thing is really taking its time. Oh, it just finished. Can we see it? It is so weird because I think it bases the size of the page on the size of the first image. At least that's the way it did all the other shit. No, but it kind of fixed the pages. Every page is different. Different size. Is this selectable text? Oh, come on. You know, if this is... Oh, shit. That OCR works. So the text is selectable. This might even be better to work with like this. Oh, this is sweet. This is even better because I can use the PDF to just copy and paste the text that I need, and I can see it exactly as as it's intended on the thing. Holy shit. This is fucking nice. Alright, so let's see how well the actual... Let's try this first section here. Copy. So we'll go into Google Docs. I know I gotta change this to a C. Cartoons have been around for as long as there have been people to draw them. In the early days, even cavemen would have used themselves. Cavemen, humiliating, embarrassing situations. These images often depict a poor Slavic first. These early forms of cartoons often follow the typical premise of boy meets girl, runs away, water buffalo chasing after gold mouse. This is pretty damn good. Wow. OCR has come a long way since I last used this type of thing. Okay. No, I can totally work with this. I am very, very excited. I think this might make it actually easy to do that, to update this thing. And because I mean, I have to go read all of this anyways and edit and update every single thing and remove what's no longer relevant and add the new stuff that is needed. Looks like all the pages came out okay. What happened here? What do we got here, huh? Oh yeah. Ooh, I've forgotten about this. Is QuickTime still a thing? Is there still such a thing as QuickTime Player? I remember I actually purchased QuickTime Pro a while back. Let me see. QuickTime Player User Guide. I guess QuickTime is still around as a player. And, I mean, at least when I wrote this book, QuickTime itself when I wrote this book, be aware that QuickTime is also an alternative to the Flash player and can read SWF files in their native form. QuickTime also has the capability to rename and convert an SWF into an .mov file. This type of conversion doesn't transform your SWF file into a video file. This conversion makes it possible for the SWF to play with the QuickTime plugin rather than the Flash plugin. I wonder if that still works. Because a lot of the reason why the whole Flash player thing became obsolete for web distribution is Apple, you know, just dropping support for it. So I wonder if they also drop support for the SWF format within their QuickTime player, or whether or not the QuickTime player still plays it. That would be fucking interesting to find out. How do I download QuickTime? I am curious now. I haven't actually had QuickTime installed on my computer in freaking years, man. You know what? If this works, it would be a huge revelation. Why? Because because they're the ones who instigated the whole, you know, termination of the Flash player. And if they themselves still continue to support the format, what does that say about Apple? Yeah, it didn't work. It didn't install it. Or it's doing something else now. Did it install it? What was that error? Error. There's QuickTime. And, oh shit, I probably should have saved that. Do I have any Flash files? Alright, I have this Flash file of a ponytail that I drew the other day while doing a demo. Yeah, well, drag and drop doesn't work. Let's rename this to MOV. Okay, so yeah, no, they dropped support for SWF files probably. Probably. Let's try it with a raw file, or the raw file extension. Yeah, no. It doesn't work. But I am also, now I'm curious with, see how my ADHD, man, is just all over the place. So Media Player Classic, file, open, Browse. Just out of curiosity. No, it doesn't play. Oh well, now we know for sure. So those are definite things that I need to update in that book whenever I update it. Yeah, I think a lot of my video editing stuff, like Adobe After Effects, Premiere, I think it requires QuickTime to be installed because of some of the codecs. But there's also like if you install that Media Player Classic, this one, it comes with a lot of those things. This is like a free app or whatever you get from the internet somewhere, and it comes with a lot of those codecs and stuff. So if you have this installed, then you don't need to have QuickTime. It'll allow your files to work in your other video editing programs. All right, well, that's it for me. It's 2 hours into it. I am gonna call it a day for now. I'm gonna go check on my taco meat and see where we're standing on that, because I'm pressurizing it, and so it should be pretty good by the time I'm done with it. It's gonna be good. I'm gonna sign off. Talk to you guys later.